We're Security Exchange International Strike Force agents.
Yan yellow aromado.
Boy, there's something from out of nowhere. Fact, Norman Marshall is missing.
They're the cops. Get their attention.
Fact, Harry Vernon is missing.
You really got their attention. Fact, Amelia Earhart is missing. He's a police sergeant?
Homicide. 6 years.
I do bookkeeping.
Private eyes have to watch out for these romantic moments.
As you were. Mark Savage liked people. He liked the sound of their voices, the way they moved in the autumn sunshine. Savage was a sucker for a story with a nice ending. He knew it was his weak spot, and he covered it with a growly voice and a slate-gray stare. He got up from his desk, jammed the deck of Luckies into his trenchcoat pocket, fired the one in his mouth, and headed out. Out into the Hollywood wilderness. A town looking to cave in his roof and dim his consciousness. A town looking for a sucker like Savage. A town as phony as a tap dancer's smile. A town where everybody had a fast story.
Yeah. But I'm not asking for anything more than a confirmation of fact. That's standard procedure before we put any story into write-up. Yeah, well, my reporter's working on a human interest angle on the freeway explosion when he turns up your letter. Now, the guy who saved the kid had it in his pocket. His name? E.L. Turner. Yeah, that's right. Now, he's in the burn ward, so I'm confirming it with you. It's kind of singed around the edges, but it reads something like notice of eviction. Yeah. Well, the reporter's angle is going to read something like, freeway hero is facing eviction from SUCO housing development. That's right, bad publicity. But we're only interested in the truth. And this guy Turner, he's a hero, a real big hero. So we're gonna play the story up big. You understand? Really big. That's right. Now, are all my facts correct or not?
Oh, yes, let's get the facts correct, big freeway hero.
Look, would you cool it, man? I'm trying to get one on for the little people, the people that need it, the people who are starving, the people in the... Yes, you say you don't have an eviction notice against Mr. E.L. Turner? You checked it, it was a mistake. Mr. Turner is not in arrears. Well, it's your building, sir. You should know. Well, I'll just kill that part of the story. Thank you. Thank you much. Hey, Lionel, look at this, man. I was holding back my rent as a bargaining wedge against absentee management and this turkey board. I could have so...
Yeah, I sit here and listen to you dream up these complicated fabrications, watch you pour all that energy into these convoluted deceptions, and it worries me.
Oh, it's not tough.
I'm not complimenting you. I think what you're doing is dangerous. You move from fantasy to reality and back so much you're wearing out the dividing line.
Oh, you're saying that my personality's gone Splitsville, huh?
I guess what I really mean is that if you could devote the effort from your hustles to a legitimate assignment like these utility turn-ons, if you directed yourself properly, then calls like that wouldn't be necessary.
Things like, the blonde in a basic black body bag? Come on, man. This doesn't qualify you to fraud me on reality.
Forget the psychological aspect. I'm really talking about work habits. And you could learn something reading these. Every Mark Savage novel has a factual basis.
Which is based upon something or something they'll all forget it, right.
Get some reading from the non-fiction list.
Non-fiction list. Look, I'll get to it this afternoon, okay?
Not this time, E.L. I know checking names in the list is boring.
You're right, it's boring.
Time it's your turn. Those lists are fresh. 5,000 utility turn-on orders. If you can locate 4 or 5 bail skips, it pays the rent. I'm gonna go downtown and check your calendar. Maybe
what about my lunch?
I'll bring you some.
Hey, I'm on a Scarsdale diet.
Yeah, I know, sushi and a bagel.
Gut feelings come quick in this game, and you learn to move with them fast. If those Mark Savage instincts, honed and tempered on the diamond edges of desperate souls, are leading me like a bent compass, I'd go with her. The lumps would heal, they always had. She had the trim line of a 9-meter racing sloop under the pull of twin spinnakers. As I looked up from my desk, she parted her lips. They waited proud, vulnerable as an offering. I was moving on my savage instincts. Before she smiled or whispered anything, I knew I'd buy her story.
I'm Lola Marshall.
I'm E.O. Turner.
Do you look for missing persons?
Yes. We find missing persons. Who's missing?
This clipping. It's a few months old.
Norman Marshall.
My brother. He just opened his own computer firm.
Computer programming, subsystem design, sequential and bubble memory in 1M Byte?
Yes, specialized computer programming. I'm afraid I don't understand much more than that.
You mind if I hold on to this?
Please. Norman understood computers. It came very easily to him.
Yes.
People that worked with him said he is a genius.
When was the last time you saw your brother?
Last week, at dinner. See, Monday night, I was leaving rehearsal hall. I'm a singer. I was leaving rehearsal hall about 7 in the evening. I walked into the parking garage when I was thrown into the back seat of a car, blindfolded, and then driven to some room a few minutes away. I think that there were 3 men. One of them made a phone call from the room phone, and he put the receiver to my ear. It was Norman's voice, and he said that...
Take your time, Miss Marshall.
He said that I would be all right if I did what I was told, and that there was nothing for me to worry about. About an hour later, they let me go, and now my brother's missing.
Did you, take this to the police?
Oh, yes. Yes. As soon as I was released, I gave them the phone number that I had. They questioned everybody there.
Phone number? What phone number?
Like I said, I'm a singer.
You're a singer.
Perfect pitch.
That's nice.
I matched the tones I heard to the numbers. Then the police traced the number to a general surety company.
General Surety.
We went there, and nobody had ever heard of Norman, and then that was it. As far as the police were concerned, then there was nothing more that they could do. I'm very afraid that something has happened to him.
Well, the first thing we do is start at the General Surety Company. Look, why don't we take your car? I'm having a new tape deck put in my 450. You don't mind, do you?
Oh, no. You believe what I told you? You're not going to check my story?
You know, sometimes in this business, you got to go with your gut feelings, and they come quick.
We never discussed your fee, Mr. Turner.
Yeah, why don't you write on a piece of paper what you think I'm worth?
This is Higgins' security desk. No, not unless you get a clearance. Can I help you?
I just remembered. I have to make a phone call. I'll be right back, okay? Security desk, please.
Higgins, security desk.
This is Lieutenant Morgan of the Devonshire Division. I understand that Sergeant McAfee is on his way over there. Has he arrived yet?
McAfee, no.
Where is he? Are you sure? Hey, look, he's about 30, a black fella in a pinstripe suit. This is pretty urgent, you know?
He's a police sergeant?
Yeah, he's a police sergeant. Could you look around for the fella?
Yeah, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Sergeant McAfee?
You!
There's Lieutenant Morgan, Devonshire Division, on the phone here for you.
Look, get a number. Tell him I'll call him back as soon as I finish my investigation, all right?
All right, right.
Yeah.
Lieutenant?
Yeah.
He said he wants a phone number. He'll call you back when he's finished with his investigation.
Oh, yeah, well, just have him call me at division.
Yeah, right.
Right. Bye now.
Bye.
Give me Mr. Burton, please.
Well, I guess you want to see the office manager like the rest of the detectives.
You guessed it, Chester. Let's do it.
Yeah, she's here again. With another rent-a-cop, I think. Yes, sir, I'll find out who he is.
I don't believe this.
I'm not really sure about what this...
Larry, would you confirm that readout on another circuit? There's $500,000 missing. It's a total of $4 million just disappeared. No, who's that? What's he doing out there?
Dysfunction in Terminal A. Can you get the B readout on the line?
It's all right, Mr. Lieber. He's another police officer. Sergeant McAfee. He wants to talk to Robin.
All right.
Yes, Higgins.
This is Sergeant McAfee. He'd like to talk to you.
You're,
Robin Colby.
Colby.
I spoke with Detective Dick Meyer.
Dick Meyer?
Yes.
Now, there's a queer one for you.
Oh.
Homicide, 6 years. Real tiger. Tiger, I tell you. I bet you can't guess what that turkey does for the weekends. You can catch him in some field, swishing his net at butterflies. He keeps them mounted in his gun room. 45s and little yellow bugs under glass. How do you figure a guy like that?
Well, we could talk in my office. Why don't you come in?
All right, let's go through the whole readout once more.
Now, the thing is, Dick Meyer's notes says that Norman Marshall specialized in computer consultation. Now, I'm wondering if he worked here in that capacity.
Not in my department.
No?
No, Norman Marshall. I don't think I've ever heard of him.
I hate to be in your bother, Sugar, but could you look around and see if anybody's worked with him or heard of him or...
I'd be glad to.
Well, thank you. Thank you much.
Listen, we're...
Lionel Whitney Agency, Lionel Whitney speaking. How may we help you?
This is Lord Malcolm of the Trenchard Estate. You see, my daughter Penelope, she fell down that old wishing well. And all the king horses, all the king men can't pull that old fat hag out of that well again.
Very funny, very funny. You can hear me laughing. I'm laughing because it's such a joy to plow through these utility turn-ons when you promised to do them.
Hello, humor. Hey, look, I got us a client. A real live girl-type client, man. Yeah. And we could use some of your savage instincts here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No kidding. Meet us for lunch at Donatello's, 1 o'clock?
Donatello's at 1 o'clock.
I don't care. I said I don't care. You tell Lieutenant Morgan I said I don't care. That's a case that should be handled through Bronco forgery.
Are you conning somebody again?
That's right. And goodbye, idiot. Oh, excuse me.
I'm sorry, but no one seems to have heard of Norman Marshall.
All big companies are computerized. On the basis of what we have, I don't see a connection that leads anywhere.
This is it? You private agencies just look at a case, and then if the answers don't pop up, you drop it.
No. Agencies? You took this to somebody else before you brought it to us?
Yes, the Harry Vernon Agency. He gave up, too.
Harry Vernon on Victory and Van Nuys? Second choice to Harry Vernon?
All I want is to find my brother.
And that's all we want, too, Miss Marshall. But the point is, we can't consider ourselves hired on salary on the clock until we know we can actually do something. No, it's just a matter of integrity.
We're gonna help you. Don't worry. Have some coffee, and I'll attend the check.
You will?
Paging Mr. Lionel Whitney. Please answer line 1 at the cashier's desk.
My card.
Gourmet guide. You're Stanley Sickie?
The fettuccine umbrella was marvelous. Yan yellow aromado, wow, divine. But how can I write about these?
Abbracciato di manzo al fungi. You didn't like it.
With vinaigrette?
Sir, Mr. Sickie, I don't see how this could have... Oh, please, I implore you to allow us to have another chance. We just opened. Our chef is new. Allow us to pick up your check.
Well, if you insist.
Well, the check's taken care of. What's with Lionel?
Oh, someone wanted to see him out back.
Be right back.
what do you...
Best get inside, partner. All right, I want to make a deal with you boys.
Well, thank you, but we couldn't take on any more business. Right now, running this parking lot at Donatello's is...
I think you best listen to the deal.
We're not interested in any deal that starts with a kidnapping. You can't just pluck innocent people out of a parking lot and whisk them away in broad daylight. May I say, sir, you are both in a lot of trouble.
Maybe not a lot of trouble.
Trouble.
There's nothing that we couldn't straighten out.
I want to put you two under a verbal contract. Pays $5,000. All you got to do is play it looking for the girl's brother, but not too hard. Just so she thinks you're making progress and doesn't go out and hire somebody else.
Wait a minute. You want us to make believe we're investigating the disappearance, but not actually
do nothing. This girl stirred up a lot of sheep dip, hiring guys like you. All you got to do is just hold her hand for a couple of days. Now, that's the contract. There's the payment, sort of non-negotiable.
Not negotiable, non-negotiable. All business is based on the premise of negotiation. We have our side and you have yours. Just what does that mean exactly, not negotiable?
Well, it means if you don't go along, we're going to bury you right here in the alley and mark a spot with a white rock. Then we're going to kill the girl so that she doesn't go out and hire another guy in a checkered coat. You boys best take the money, just get on out of here.
We'll take the money.
Hey, Slick.
Me?
Don't make the same mistake some of our former contractees made. We got ourselves some heavy non-performance penalties.
Some heavy non-performance penalties. I see.
You took the money.
Yeah, I took the money. It was the only way out.
Out of what? We're not out of anything. We're right in the middle. Can you imagine? Do nothing. That's dishonest. We can't just take a client's money and do nothing.
You're right. And when you're right, Lionel.
Of course I'm right.
The only thing to do now is to follow through. Find out why somebody would count out $5,000 just to keep us quiet. But first, you gotta let Nolan know that we're not deserting her.
No, we're not deserting. That makes sense.
No, it kind of gets to me the way she won't give up on looking for her brother.
I really like your attitude in this, E.L.
Yeah?
It's in the spirit of what we do.
Oh? Yeah, that Mark Savage tradition.
Great. Concern for the client, the assignment is just what it should be. I wonder, though, if you feel the same if the client was less attractive. I mean, if a gnarled old woman stumbled into the same problem, would you feel this way? I'd like it if you could honestly tell me you had no physical interest in Lola Marshall.
Physical interest?
Your attitude was strictly business. I'd feel more, encouraged.
Wait a minute. Let me level with you, Lionel.
Don't take
Wait. No, just wait. I was just going on my Turner instincts before she smiled, before she whispered. I knew I would buy her story.
Well, I can't argue with that. Did you notice the Royal Wilshire labels in the bottles?
Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah, by the way, I marked the tire so we could spot it at the hotel.
That's good, E.L. That's really good. We're thinking along the same lines, because I pulled a button off the seat cover.
Oh, boy. We really defaced that car, didn't we? We showed them not to mess with the Whitney agency, didn't we?
Tootin', that's right.
Yeah. Is this Lola Marshall's apartment? Who wants to know?
Oh, it's all right, Jim. I have business with them.
Jim Blaisdell, Big Ten Conference linebacker, Ohio State, right?
A few years back. Excuse me. Babe, I better get going. My surgery's at 6 in the morning.
Oh, right. Okay.
You gonna be all right?
Sure, yeah. Listen, I'll give you a call at the hospital tomorrow, all right?
Okay.
Hey, look, good luck with your operation. I know you'll pull through.
Jim is a neurosurgeon, E.L.
Last time I saw that grizzly bear, he wasn't fixing heads. He was ripping them off with little running backs and eating up plastic.
All right, listen, I don't like being abandoned in a restaurant, you know, or anywhere else for that matter. So the both of you will kindly tell me how much I owe you.
I'll write you nothing.
No,
I decided to hire someone else.
No, you can't do that, Miss Marshall.
Wait a minute. No.
Why
Did
not?
you tell her?
You know how you were kidnapped in a limousine?
We got the same treatment.
Right outside the restaurant.
Okay?
You mean?
That's right. We're all in the same boat.
Well, I did what you said about them two investigators, Mr. Burton.
They'll go along?
They're a lot dumber than I think they are.
Good.
Well, Walter?
Cletus took care of it.
You really inspire loyalty. Did you, pull a thorn from his paw when he was small?
Simon, you give a washed-up ball player a job, and he is yours for as long as you want him.
You ought to know.
All I can think about is old Victor down there in Panama, sweating over what's happening to his company up here.
He lost over $6 million today. Tomorrow, that stock is just gonna fall out of bed.
The moron that said that living well is the best revenge was wrong. Revenge is the best revenge.
Say, Lionel.
What?
What was the name of that guy at Lola's apartment? Jim, what's his name?
Blaisdell.
Blaisdell, yeah. Was he any good?
Still holds a couple of collegiate football records.
That right? Doesn't this buzz you, man, when the guy's always throwing out his old college moves?
He didn't mention it, I did. He was kind of modest.
Modest? The man was looking for an opening. You don't hear me going around talking about my baseball career.
I didn't know you had a baseball career.
I don't talk about it. That's modesty.
Is it?
This is the one.
You're getting really fond of Lola, aren't you?
The lumps will heal. They always do.
Well put.
You know Walter Burton?
If it's the same one, he's an owner of a pro football franchise. He's a big shot. They'll never give us his room.
Sure they will.
Hey, be careful with that handkerchief. It's silk.
May I help you?
Nah. I have a floor arrangement here for Mr. Walter Burton.
Our bell captain will get him. Tony!
You don't understand. I don't care who carries them. It's an arrangement. I have to place them.
Bungalow C, down the hall and turn left.
Murray! Hurry up, hurry up. I didn't know they were in the lobby.
I didn't know either.
Why do you supposed to be watching my back?
Oh, I was watching them.
What? But let's get out of here. Let's duck in somewhere.
And where?
This room, in here. Hurry up.
Well, I'm coming.
I seen him come down this hall, and it just disappeared. All right, let's pick up a girl, and we'll get the two dummies later.
They're on their way to Lola's. We gotta stop them. They're the cops. Get their attention.
Cops suck eggs.
Great move. You really got their attention. Lola? Oh! It's gonna be all right, baby. It is.
Freeze!
They went that way.
I said freeze.
Oh, no. It's all right. We're private detectives working on a case.
Tenspeed and Brown Shoe will continue in a moment.
No, you still don't seem to understand. See, I never would have been speeding or cut in front of you if I hadn't wanted you to follow me. And you see, as I said, this girl is in some danger. And you see, they left when they heard your siren, but I saw them, and EL saw them, and Lola saw them. And I don't see why he just wrote out this ticket. We're trying to save a life here. This is a case, a real dangerous, tricky case.
Let's just book this clown and let the head doctor sort out his story.
No. Look, no, okay. So, a moving violation, malicious mischief, a misdemeanor, okay?
Sign.
Go. Go inside, Lola. Good day. Really had him going there, Lionel. That's the stuff, buddy. I mean, the real stuff.
He didn't listen to a word I said.
Good thing. You'd be headed for the head ward. You all right, honey?
So, okay. That cowboy mentioned a previous contractee, and Miss Marshall here hired Harry Vernon.
Yeah. Did Harry Vernon contact you after you hired him?
No, he didn't.
Kind of makes you wonder if Harry Vernon paid those heavy non-performance penalties, doesn't it?
Let's go to Harry Vernon's.
Good idea. And you, I'm not letting you out of our sight. Get your bag.
We're all in this together, remember?
Yeah, together. Let's go.
Well, listen, Neil, this is a colleague's office, and I'm not sure that professionally speaking it's right to plunder, as it were, Brother Seamus.
Come on. Oh, voila. Hey, Lionel. Harry uses our decorator. Same battered lamps, cracked ashtrays. You know, your stuff. Real nice.
Wait a minute. Hello. Look at this. He records his phone calls. Can you believe it? I'll bet this Harry Vernon tapes confidential conversations.
Why not?
Why not? Why not confidential conversations, or as the saying goes, confidential?
Okay, we all know that Harry's a rat. I mean, that's not no hot news flash. So let's get on it. Now, let's listen to the last call first.
I think I'll play the last call first.
Senor Vernon, we are ready with your call to Panama City. Senor Molina is on the line.
Right. Gracias. Hello? You hear me okay?
Yeah, sure can.
I checked out the information you gave me. I agree. It looks like you got him nailed. I owe you.
But I thought we discussed just how much before I turned the goods over to you.
No problem.
When you coming in?
Tomorrow.
You got the address?
Right.
I'll meet you there.
Look, I want you alive. And I promise I'll pay you more than ever to cover any security measures you need to take. So when you hang up the phone, get lost till I arrive. You got it?
Got it. I know how to disappear. I'll see you at your place. Goodbye, sir.
Do you know who we just listened to?
Who?
Victor Molina, the stock manipulator, who skipped the country with $200 million.
Take a look at that.
Oh, no. Are you guys thinking that my brother's disappearance has something to do with this tax dodger in Panama?
You know, as the saying goes, why don't we take a powder and discuss this later?
Wait a minute. Let's go through the facts here.
Facts? There are no facts. There's a lot of questions, but no answers.
Of course there are facts. Take this down. Fact, Norman Marshall is missing. Fact, Harry Vernon is missing.
Fact, Amelia Earhart is missing.
I'm only trying to get a handle on this. Line up where we are, run the case over in my mind, looking for alternatives, the crack of light, the subtle discrepancies, as it were.
Such as?
Such as, why would Walter Burton be involved? Boy, there's something from out of nowhere. Why would that fat cowboy want us only to be involved for 2 days? What about that? What's going to happen in 2 days?
No, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense.
But it does. It makes perfect sense. I mean, not to me, but everything has a reason. Look, it seems to me that it all sort of centers on the general surety computer. Somebody rigged that computer, I'll bet, and everybody's trying to keep it quiet until Victor Molina returns within 2 days, or Harry shows up, or Walter Burton does, or...
Kind of chokes to a halt, doesn't it? But you know, you're right. That computer room was really in a panic. Something's going on there. I think that's our next move.
Let's go. I know about computers from when I used to program them to analyze stock, current ratios, and investor interest from the Standard & Poor's top 50 at the brokerage.
Hey, Lionel. I didn't know that. You're beautiful, man. You're really beautiful.
Just when I think you don't have any more surprises for me, what do? You jump up and have another surprise. I got a job for you.
What do you want me to do? It's not illegal.
When I ask you to do anything illegal, all I want you to do is go in and read the computers, right? You go in with me and unlock some of those deep, dark secrets.
Would you please, Lionel?
Of course. From time to time, an attack has to take a chance. Cheat the odds. Live his life in the fast lane so that his client will be served.
It's a winner. It's a winner, man. It's Mark Savage. It's you.
Boy, computers are really something else. I mean, did you know that before you work one, you have to introduce yourself to it? I mean, it's not like a formal introduction, but you punch in, and it says, hi, back.
Yeah, you talk to the computer, Lionel, and I'll talk to the security guard, okay?
Let me handle this. Higgins!
Sergeant.
How you do? I got a little more investigating to do.
I'm sorry, it's after 6. We're all closed up.
Yeah, I realize that, but the captain here wants to confirm some of the details on my report.
He's a captain? He's kind of young.
Yeah, the world's changing all over.
Yeah, the world's changing all over.
Captain Matheson isn't what we call a field captain. He's a bookkeeping specialist.
In bookkeeping, I do bookkeeping.
Yes, that's what he does.
Detective division.
What we have here is a severe auditing situation, and the captain wants to go over all the reports. We won't be long. Would you believe that this young whippersnapper has a doctorate in accounting and computer programming?
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Boy, if a guy has special knowledge, they give him a rank nowadays.
We're getting very tired of standing here and talking. I'm not used to waiting. I want to see the computer, and I want to see it now. Must I produce a warrant? Are you going to cooperate with me, sir?
Right, I'm sorry. Go right in, Captain.
Thank you, Higgins.
Thank you, Higgins. Were you one of us, Higgins?
Oh, yeah. Upstate New York. 10 years on the county sheriff department.
Yes, yes. Well, all very well and good, but then we're not in upstate New York, are we?
No, sir.
And then, too, I am the captain, and you're just a retired patrolman.
Lionel, why don't we just let the guard do his guard?
Good uniform appearance. You keep your leather up nice.
Thank you, sir.
You cool it.
As you were.
Thank you, sir.
I think I handled the guard pretty well.
Oh, yeah, you're real subtle. Real subtle. You don't give a guy a short line inspection, Lionel.
I think he went for it. I think I did great. These are just like the computers I used to use. I used to program. What is this? An in-house programming book. Great, great. What do you want to know?
Okay, like I said, earlier today, they were running around in here like squirrels in a cage. They're talking about losing millions.
Current assets. Look at that. They've lost $8 million in the last few days in cash through disbursements and transferred assets.
Okay, now give it to Crazy Charlie like a layman. You all right?
The simplest way is to program cash disbursements to pay off phony accounts payable. The last step is to erase the transaction. You can do it with inventories or real estate.
You're saying that this thing can be programmed to dissolve a company?
Yes, but it would take a real programmer, the best.
A genius, like Lola's brother, Norman.
Exactly.
Could it be stopped?
Well, somebody in charge would have to pull the plug, stop everything, physical inventory, reprogram the whole system. I can give you the stockholders, the big salaries.
Yeah? Well, go. Give me the power. But look, but give me the string pullers, okay?
First, we check the perks, the goodies, vehicles, or a tip-off.
Uh-huh.
Look at that. A leased Corniche convertible, $100,000 car. That's got to be the top guy.
Okay, okay. An address? A name, maybe?
Maybe the service bill. An address, but no name.
We find the car. We'll find the name. Get it.
Gentlemen, your video hookup to Argentina is ready.
Well, you look great, Vic. How's the sound?
Good enough to hear you gloating. I guess you fellas thought I must have left some assets there in the U.S. You did a pretty good job of stripping my holding company.
You don't have a company anymore, Vic. We had your computer at the surety company dissolve your assets.
Did you think I was going to panic, come running home, and you tell the feds I'm back in the States and have me arrested? But see, I've got some assets stored away down here.
Do you, Vic? The way we hear it, you've been spending everything to fight the extradition. You're running out of scratch.
Tell me one thing. How did you reprogram that computer? Now, that was code-locked.
We found us a computer expert. Oh, it took a little doing, and we had to borrow his sister for a few hours in order to persuade him to cooperate. But he figured it out.
I'm coming back to the States, but not to get arrested. I'm coming back tomorrow so that you fellas can personally give me what you stole.
Why would we be doing a thing like that, Vic?
I know what happened to that computer programmer you hired, and I also know that he's dead. I know where Cletus had him buried, and I have the evidence. Nice try, fellas. Now get the money together, and I'll tell you where to have it delivered. As always, dealing with you fellas is like swimming in a shallow pond. Good night.
How'd he find out about that programmer?
Walter, you and that big gorilla, Cletus. That guy wasn't going to talk. Why do we have to kill him?
It was a mistake. He hit him too hard.
You know, I don't really like carrying this.
I don't like the fact that you might have to use it. You know, you're the only PI in the world that carries this gun around in a box.
It's not exactly a gun. It's a precision target pistol.
Well, has it occurred to you that you might be able to afford one of those spring clip, quick draw Mark Savage type holsters, you know?
Someday.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Here's where the rolls is. There it is. And the name is Victor Molina.
Molina, he's the owner of the computer company.
Same. Let's talk about this somewhere else.
Hold right there.
Been watching y'all on TV. You look real good. You boys broke our contract.
You bet we broke it, but you've got more than that to worry about. You don't think we'd come here alone without some backup plans, do you? You're dealing with pros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Murray, see if I got that cash left I gave him. All right, darling. Peel. I ain't looking for no cheap thrills, girl. Just gotta make sure there ain't nothing under there but you. Come on, lady. I ain't got all day.
Will that suffice, freak?
Have to tell him, Lionel. We have an entrapment situation here. We're Security Exchange International Strike Force agents. Division CEW, attached to Langley. This watch that I have on is transmitting, pinpointing us to a grid. In other words, gentlemen, you're under arrest. Situation moving to code red. SWAT teams at Air Bureau move to sectors 3, 4, and 6. Alert all units. Plan B. Do you hear me?
Give me that damn watch.
Give you what?
You almost had me there for a minute, partner.
Now we can start making the moves.
Why'd you do that?
Why not?
Could you untie my hands now?
Yeah.
Mister, we have bad guys out there, and you two are interacting like a couple of teenagers.
Private eyes have to watch out for these romantic moments. You know, you can't just let them pass by.
Look, we've got to get out of here. I'll go for my gun. It's in the box on that table. While I'm doing that, you...
Cause a little distraction? Like run out there and stop a bullet?
No, that's not a good idea. Look, do something to bring them in here. We've got to do something to bring them in here.
If you'd have taken the $5,000, like I told you to take the $5,000, we wouldn't be in here now.
$5,000? Oh, now what do you act like it's my fault?
It's your fault.
Hey, knock it off in there.
You're the one who busted it up.
No, you're the one who busted it up.
Yeah,
you got busted it up. I'm breaking
in this case,
what are you
it's
talking
your
about? In the case,
fault.
it's not your fault.
You're the
Everything
one
is
who
always
wanted
my
to
fault.
continue it.
You're the one.
You throw yourself a private idea.
You looking for this? there's something here Mr. Burton wanted you to see right away.
Harry Vernon, private investigator. Well, I'm not surprised. He sounded a little out of his league on the phone.
Yes, sir, Mr. Hunt. Everything's in order here.
Would you please sign right here, Victor?
Get a little surprise seeing that body in the trunk.
Harry Vernon was my whole card. He had all the evidence.
He found out about the computer programmer Cletus buried in the orange grove.
No numbered Swiss accounts?
They don't pay interest.
Of course.
Oh, it's all here. Everything I own.
You're playing this like a good loser.
I'm in shock. There are bodies all over the place. It's not at all like you, Walt.
We had to kill the programmer. His sister hired Harry Vernon to find a brother, so we bought him off. That is, until he found the brother's body and decided for a bigger payoff with you. Now, unfortunately, there are other candidates for the Orange Grove.
I'm not about to be involved in any homicide.
You don't have any options. How big is that Orange Grove, Cletus?
I'm still plenty of room for everybody, Mr. Todd.
Greed's overcome your common sense.
It's more than a few $1 million. We won.
And winning is everything.
Goodbye, Victor.
Looks bad.
Okay, Murray, let's move him out.
It's bad.
Hey, cowboy.
Yeah.
You know Gil Markham?
Yeah, it's your hood, right?
Yeah. Well, you see, Whitney and me, we work at this hotel in Las Vegas. I heard that Molina here took him for a bundle. I'm trying to tell you we're on the same side. Todd, Burton, and Markham. Now, if you waste Whitney and me, Mr. Markham is gonna like it. He's gonna send some bad talent in here and you'll be able to wear that hat inside of a shoebox.
You are giving me a headache.
Wait a minute.
Yeah?
You gonna leave my car out there in the street like that? That sure is stupid. The cops will know it's here. What?
You forgot. Thanks, Dumbo. Take the key out of that bag. Go out there and drive the car in. Hurry.
Ooh, wait a minute. Hello, it's a stick shift. You know how to drive a stick shift?
Hey, what's going on here?
I can't miss at this range. Partner.
You're under arrest.
As the saying goes.
Tenspeed and Brown Shoe will continue in a moment.
So, after the funeral, I decided that it would be best if I left town, you know, for a while to visit my family.
So you're really leaving town?
Yeah. Maybe I'll be back, E.L. Maybe, you know, in a month, maybe 2.
Hey, you're right, Sugar. You need to get away for a while, you know, visit the family. I mean, I can get behind that.
You guys, E.L., you guys are something else.
You guys are something else?
No, you.
Thank you.
E.L. Turner is quite a remarkable man. Underneath all of his uptown jive, of course.
You know, I could have bailed out, you know.
Oh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. 3 times.
Is this right?
That's right. I mean, you know, I ain't so remarkable. You know, slick, I'm fast, I'm cool, you know.
All the traits that a con man has. That's what you got, right?
All the traits of a con man. You know, if it wasn't
Yeah.
for... Yeah?
All I know is that you were around when it ended. And I thank you for that.
Hey, little girl. I'm sorry about your brother. If I could change it, you know, Oh, sugar.
Sometimes a private eye is left with a hole in his heart. It's not the clean, clear hole a bullet makes, but the jagged hole left when two hearts are torn apart. The hole that never heals. She was gone. The permanent kind of gone that's in the eyes before it's on the lips. I hadn't realized what she was until it was too late, and now I was left with a sour taste in my mouth. It turned out that I was still that silly, contemptible Hollywood knight in shining armor. My steed was a rusting convertible, and my lance was a tire iron. She was gone, and all that was left was the fly-specked windshield to remind me of our trip to Santa Barbara, and the Frank Sinatra tape to remind me of her. She was gone, but I was still saying her name.
Good. Where's Lola?
She's gone, buddy. Gone. Giddy, giddy guy.